Mortgage rates rising this week despite another 25 basis point cut from the Federal Reserve. The dim prospects of only 2 rate cuts next year instead of 4 sent Treasury yields and mortgage rates higher on Thursday. So what does this mean for your prospects of owning a home? Here with more is Sam DeBianchi Laviola, president and realtor at DeBianchi Real Estate, a Florida-based agency with properties in more than 70 countries. So Sam, mortgage rates still remain elevated. There's less expected easing from the Fed next year. What will be the trickle through there when you think about rates?
Well, look, it's 6.72%. That's just up from 6.6%. And all of the studies and predictions from late last year said rates were going to stay in that 6 to 7% range. And of course, with the Fed stating that they might not do as many rate cuts next year, that's where we saw that increase. What's going to happen next year with rates? I still think we're going to see between 5 and 6%. Home sales are up by 6% year over year. Home prices are also up 4% year over year to a median price point of $406,000. And what does all of this mean? It kind of, you take all of these stats and you're trying to think, how does this relate to me? What do I do? Well, a healthy, balanced market with sales and prices are increased by 3 to 5% per year. So we're actually in a very balanced and healthy market right now, but a lot of home buyers and sellers might not feel that because inventory is still tight. But what I can say is if you are ready to make that move now, the end of the year, right around the holidays, now is a really good time to jump in the market because sellers generally are a bit more negotiable.
So what would be your tips then if you're someone that is looking for a home and you're shopping this weekend?
So it's easier said than done when it's get your pre-approval, have the proof of funds. I see so many home buyers saying, oh, I'll get that later. It's no big deal. But when you find that property, if you aren't prepared, if you don't have that documentation and it's a great property that's priced correctly, that property is still going to go. Even though the market has slowed down slightly, the good properties that are priced correctly still sell very, very quickly and for a great price. Secondly, I would say there are Christmas miracles. Again, you can negotiate. I have clients right now where if they're looking at, let's say, $1 million price point, I'll say, you know what? Let's look at homes even up to $1.5 million because sellers will negotiate, especially if their homes have been sitting on the market for a while. People want to be done by the end of the year, even towards the beginning of the new year, because you have some people that still want to stay in their home during the holidays. So I would make some offers, wait it out if you really like that property, and maybe reapproach it again early next year. And lastly, know that there are a variety of products out there if you're in the lending world, because everyone's super familiar with a 30-year fixed, which is, of course, very attractive to many people. But there's also the 15-year fixed, there's adjustable rate mortgages, and it's important to really educate yourself because there is no product that's just one size fits all. You really have to go in there and figure out what's really going to be best for your finances and your lifestyle.
And as you mentioned, homes are selling. We had existing home sales rising over 6% year over year in November. Who are the buyers here?
Well, look, I'm in South Florida, so we do have a lot of cash buyers. I would say the COVID craze of people moving from New York, California, that's definitely slowed down, but people have been saving cash throughout this year. It hasn't been the COVID craze of you go to these properties and you have lines out the door of people waiting and you're going way above ask. But you do have a lot of people, millennials, first-time home buyers, they are still very much in the market. They're just a little bit more price sensitive. And that's why I strongly urge people to look above that price point, not necessarily trying to overextend and spend more than they have, but know that sellers are negotiable. So go out there and negotiate.
All right, Sam, thank you so much.
Put your realtor to work.